Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is May 5th, and right now we're looking at the visible satellite imagery. You can see we still got a few showers, snow showers going off across the Sierra Nevada and some of the higher terrain in Southern California, portions of Nevada and Utah as well. We got some gusty winds the next few days, and we may even turn some of these winds offshore. And we're going to be warming up, a gradual warming trend as we go through this upcoming week. We're going to dive into all those details as we go through the video here this morning. If we take a look here at the gusty winds midweek, the National Weather Service Sacramento is catching on to that. You can see what still is uncertain is the timing and the onset of the strongest winds and the magnitude of those winds and the gusty northeast winds expected in the middle of the week from May 7th through 9th, Tuesday through Thursday. We'll be looking at that a little bit closer here in a few more minutes. And just a reminder, there's some frost advisories, and there's even some freeze advisories for portions of Northern California still in effect with this chilly air mass dropping down across the region. You can also see Eureka, California. Look at this May 4th record precipitation. Woodley Island in Eureka just right around 2 inches there, beats the previous record. You had some pretty good rainfall amounts up and down the Bay Area as well with that nice storm system rolling through here. It even had some flood advisories out there as well. So yeah, interesting storm system, but hope you enjoyed that because we're going to dry out and we're definitely going to warm up here as we go through the next week or so. And we've still got high wind warnings and wind advisories out there. Again, this goes through 11 p.m. tonight. Some gusts to 80 miles per hour for Walker Pass in the southern Sierra Nevada. So watch out if you're off across some of the backcountry there, especially if you're driving a big rig. You might want to put off travel today and wait till tomorrow here because some pretty gusty winds rolling through as we go through tonight. And you can see some of these speeds again. Walker Pass, kind of the bullseye there. But you could get some gusty winds along the I-5 corridor as well and across the Mojave Desert here. Some gusts up towards 65 miles per hour for the Mojave Desert slopes, for example. And there's still some wind advisories for the transverse ranges here, some gale and small craft advisories. And you can see the high wind warnings out there just off to the east of Tehachapi and Bakersfield. And this is looking at San Diego. Again, the higher terrain is going to be where it's most gusty. So watch out, traveling back and forth. And the 40 and the 10 out there and the 8. And you can see highs today suppressed but warming back up as we go through tomorrow. And here's the weekly outlook for Las Vegas. If you're traveling out there, if you happen to live in Las Vegas, you can see Kingman starting that warm up here as we go towards the end of the week coming up. Bishop, California as well. And this is for Arizona. You can see Phoenix 30, 35 miles per hour. Some gusty winds out of the south and west here. And I also wanted to show this for portions of southeast Arizona. Red flag warning, gusty southwest winds, low humidity, and high fire danger. Today, May 5th, 11 a.m. through 7 p.m. this evening. So heads up for that. And if you want a nice affordable home weather station, check it out. This is what it looks like on your smartphone app. Stores all the data for you for free in the cloud. It's got a lightning detection system with it. Highly recommend that station. Click on the link down below if you want to save 10% off. Now, taking a look at what's going on in the upper levels of the atmosphere, you can see the Hawaiian Islands to the bottom left. Here's California. We're looking at 18,000 feet. And if I scroll through here, you can see our system departing here as we go on in through tonight and through the day today. One more weekend pulse rolling through here on Monday night, Tuesday morning. Then we really start to build this ridge up and across Pacific Northwest. But we're going to have a relatively chilly air mass here across some of the Intermountain West. However, that could lead to some offshore winds and actually warming up the coast quite nicely. But we're definitely going to be warmer than where we have been yesterday and today, for example. We're definitely going to be on the upswing here as far as temperatures are concerned. You can see this ridge hanging out here a bit. If we look off into the extended forecast, maybe another ridge here way off into Fantasyland. We're looking over 10 days out right now. But yeah, looks like we're going to be drying out for sure over the next week or two. Then maybe some kind of system moving through the Pacific Northwest and some kind of trough down the West Coast. Plenty of time to worry about that as we go through the following days. If we take a look at the precipitation here, this is last night's European. So this is about this afternoon. You can see we're wrapping up that precip across the higher terrain. You even can't rule out some showers across northwest California here, northeast California, some in Nevada. But we have one more system to go here. It's a very weak one, mainly for Northern California and Nevada. That'll swing through. Then we really dry things out. And as I scroll through here all the way out towards Friday night, you can see no precipitation in sight as we go through the end of next week. Now looking at 5,000 feet, this kind of shows you that system out there. This is the temperature anomaly above us, and you can see that cold air aloft moving across the region here, and you notice it kind of hangs out here a bit across the Intermountain West, like I mentioned, and you can see things kind of turning offshore by the time we go towards Wednesday and Thursday, potentially warming things up, especially along some of the coastal areas here. And it's definitely going to be warmer than what we've been dealing with, and you can see the Pacific Northwest really warm up as well. As a pretty northern extent to this ridge. It's going to be coming up as we go through the end of next week. So you're definitely going to notice the temperatures increase. Now, looking at total snow Kachura ratio, just kind of reminding you that there is still some snow going on this morning, but that should be ramping up as we go on in through the nighttime hours tonight. So if you're pretty sensitive to some of the winter driving conditions, you might want to wait till tomorrow so they can get things all cleared out there. And, you don't have to bring any chains or whatnot. You want to worry about the chain controls at that point as we go on into tomorrow. Here's the total precipitation in inches. And again, you can see some of that higher terrain rainfall still ongoing this morning for some of Southern California. One more week impulse here as we go through Monday into Tuesday. Then we start to really dry things out and not a stitch of precipitation as we go towards the end of next week. This is looking at the 16-day precipitation anomaly here. So you can kind of see things are supposed to be drier than normal over the next 2 weeks, according to the GFS, which is the American model. This is last night's run. Now, if we take a look at 2-meter temperature anomaly, this is for today. So if we scroll towards this afternoon, you can see just how abnormally cool we're going to be across portions of Nevada and the higher terrain and much of California as well. A little bit less of a difference along some of the coastal areas. But let's scroll on in towards Monday afternoon. You can see we're still below normal here, but definitely starting to modify. And then we go on to Tuesday. There we go to Wednesday, and you can see the Intermountain West still seeing a little bit chilly here. But if we turn those winds offshore, you guys know what happens. The coastal areas can really start to ramp up some of those temperatures here. So this is not a bad signal here for keeping some of the snow, excuse me, around for some of the Sierra Nevada. Now looking at the European, this is 100-meter wind speed. I just want to kind of go through this as we go through the day today. Some of those gusty winds out there, strong northwest winds down the coastal areas as well. And then we scroll on in towards Tuesday. And I want to go out far enough where you can see, there it goes. You can see some of these winds trying to turn offshore here. And you can see the northerly winds blasting down some of the desert areas in Nevada also. So we'll be watching that to see just how much of an impact these winds are going to have as we move through the Tuesday through Thursday time frame coming up. And this is looking at the daily max temperature for today. Check out some of these highs only into the mid 60s here, and the desert area is only into the 80s for the max temperatures. And you can see we start to warm up a bit tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We really start to ramp up the temperatures. By the time we get towards Friday, you see some 90s back into the valley areas here also. And then as we go into Saturday, look at Death Valley probably exceeding 100 degrees there as well. And there's Sunday, maybe 105 for Death Valley. And you can see the desert areas getting up towards 100 degrees and lots of upper 80s and some 90s showing up for a lot of the valley areas there as well. Now, taking a look at the snow water equivalent, 137% of the historical median. So you can see that bump that we got here, and that's probably from that last system there. So yeah, we're still above average, still doing well on that front. And I pointed this out yesterday. This is a long-term composite drought indicator. And you can see California, Nevada, and lots of Arizona been doing quite well here. We are normally moderate or severely, extremely wet for many areas, and some are exceptionally wet. So this is very nice to see here across a lot of the southwest USA. You can see as you get further on into Texas and New Mexico, they are abnormally dry. And this is the short term, pretty similar results there. A lot of areas abnormally or even more towards exceptionally wet for this time of year. But yeah, we'll definitely take it. You can see some of the Pacific Northwest not doing too hot there, in some areas across the plains below normal. But yeah, California doing quite well. And yeah, so that is it. There goes our system here. Hope you guys enjoyed that, because we're going to be drying out and warming up. But of course, we'll be watching and trying to break things down and see if there's any systems that may be out there in our future. But again, one more time, if you guys want to buy that weather station, click on the link down below to save 10% off. Highly recommend that station. Makes it really easy to look at your smartphone app really quick. You can just kind of glance at your phone. It tells you the temperature. It won't tell you when it starts raining at your house if you want. It just sends you a little text notification, because it's got a haptic rain gauge, and so it feels those raindrops hitting it. And you can also do it with lightning strikes in and around your area. So anyway, hope you guys are having a good day. We'll do this again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.